What up, y'all? So let's talk about it because it's been a minute since I have released a video on this channel. I've been focused on a few other things, not to neglect this channel or neglect the support of you all, but I sometimes my mind has to still process what's going on and how much life has changed while still looking to maintain my progress and the momentum that I've created in my life to continue to move forward, level up, and grow. However, unfortunately, this epidemic and crisis is not going away. And it's still a challenge. It is still a torture to many of us, torment to many of us. And something in me was compelled to just make this video, spare the moment. I really didn't I'm not dedicating this video how I did previous videos to look at news reports, even though I do want to show you something interesting. But it was really how do I say, kind of an analysis that I have really been thinking hard on, watching and observing. So I'll say it was an observation. It was an observation that created a analysis. That's a better way to put it. That I was just like, you know what? I got to say something, even if it's impromptu or spare the moment, because I want you all to really look at this and take it serious. When I watch people in video format, not just in person, but in video format, I'm noticing people scratch in more erratic or abnormal ways. And if this wasn't happening to us and wasn't happening to me, and it wasn't something that I know for a fact is abnormal, almost paranormal, I wouldn't think two thoughts of it. I would think that they're just scratching a normal itch. But nope, I'm noticing more people scratching in a very interesting way. Very interesting way, to where it's not something that I believe is an internal reason, meaning something to do with their skin or inside their skin or a condition. No, I believe people are scratching because they're being attacked by some type of creature that we call or know as No-See-Um, but nobody can see this creature, nor do most people. I would say 99% of people, maybe even less than that, have no idea what's happening to them at all. At all. They have no idea that they are being attacked or bitten, not that they're just having a normal itch. So I want you to pay close attention to your body and look at other people's behavior that you watch when you are looking at a video or you are in a online meeting, a virtual meeting. Even in person, look at people's behaviors and notice if they're scratching in areas on their body that may seem, now this is not saying that it is, but it may seem, excuse me, a little abnormal. Pay close attention, because something is happening right now that people in higher places, people with more power than the average person, people who are supposed to be trusted by the citizens of these nations, these people aren't telling the complete truth. Something is happening in the world. Now, I live in the United States of America, but I know people that live in Africa, Canada, South America, Asia, Europe, that are experiencing the same symptoms, the same situation, the same things as the people in the United States of America. So it's not a US issue. It is a global issue. And I'm here to tell you, if you are experiencing this, you are not alone. Do not let the doctors, do not let the scientists, do not let your family, do not let your friends make you think, influence you to think that you are crazy or you don't know what you're talking about. I'm actually getting bit. Well, I'm often getting bit. I just hide it very well. I've learned to hide my pain very well. If I can say anything has taught me how to hide pain. Now, some of you may think I've been hiding pain all my life. You know, the pain of the emotions and pain of getting tattoos and pain of, you know, the aches and pains and things like that. I'm not here to argue with anybody on that. I'm here to tell you, if you haven't experienced this epidemic, this crisis, No-See-Ums, this is a different level of pain. It's a different level of pain. It's a different level of pain. I've had to learn, and many more people have had to learn how to hide this. And some people can't hide it. Some people will show it on their faces. And God bless their souls. I understand. But in my profession, and because I have other things that want to use it against me, I have to hide it. I have to hide the pain. I have to pick and choose when I scratch, pick and choose when, you know, I don't know what the term is, belch and go, ah, ew. I can't just, I can't do that. You can't do that. You can't, people be like, what's wrong with you? They look at you crazy. And I do believe 100% that there is a group of people, I won't call them out by name, they want you to end up in the crazy house. They want you using up your own resources, using up your own money to fight this thing, even though this cannot be fought by an individual. Heck, this can't even be fought by a small group of people. This takes government intervention. This is a global issue. A global, not the city, but the world, Craig. This is the whole world. And I'm like, whoa, I'm noticing more and more and more. Now, some people can say, well, you notice what you look for. I ain't gonna argue with you there, Skip. Skip, my grandmama used to tell me. Nah, I'm not gonna argue with you there. I'm telling you right now, I ain't gonna argue with you there. You can, because right now I'm in a place in my life and my mindset that, man, the truth will set you free. It has set me free. And I've already had a inclination or a intuition of what that is. And this epidemic of these No-See-Ums have shown me so much. There's so many parallels to other things in life that these have nothing to do with, but the way that they're being treated is very reminiscent of something else. The way that people are thinking about it is it's interesting, very interesting. And I've said this before. We want people to believe us that these things are real, and you are going through this. You want people to believe you, but you can't even believe other things that you were taught or told that may not be true. But you only believe it because you were taught it and told it. But you haven't dug deep beyond the surface to find out, is that really true? You're also living a lie. And in some respects, that can be considered hypocrisy. But see, people don't want that truth serum. I've noticed that. People don't like the truth serum, but they want other people to believe their truth. I can't make it up. I promise you. I've noticed that because it hurts. It hurts when you have to take accountability, when you got to look at yourself and be like, I actually did not do the right thing. I actually have made mistakes. That's why I use this epidemic, this crisis, I use it as a mindset builder. Yes, I'm physically going through hell. Yes, you're physically going through hell. But what are the things that you can do in your mindset in the meantime, between time, that you can grow from? You don't know what you don't know, but at the same time, if you're intentionally trying not to know, and you're wanting to be willfully ignorant, how can you then expect other people that are using this crisis to their advantage to not do the same thing? The logic don't logic, the math don't math. So yeah, it's interesting to see people complaining about this. And I just Googled this real quick, just real quick. I did a real quick Google right here, boom, boom, boom. And all I said was, are more people complaining about No-See-Ums? That's it. That's all I said. Are more people complaining about No-See-Ums? Yes, reports and complaints regarding No-See-Ums biting midges have remained consistently high through 2025. Consistently high. It ain't going. The issue is not going away. It ain't going down. It's not going down. Recent trends and observations: seasonal surges, increased activity reports, regional complaints, social media discussion. And the Facebook group that they're probably talking about is the one that I'm in, the one that a lot of us are in, the one that if you are going through this, you should probably look into. I don't own this Facebook group. I'm not in charge of this Facebook group. Someone else started this Facebook group, and I'm not going to start a Facebook group. I'm not going to start another one, a new one. It's already here. This is not the channel for me to start something. I'm going to utilize this. You should utilize this. I just wanted to start something somewhere else that could be aligned with this. And I mean, there are new people. Like, I remember when I joined it, it was 500 something. It's 845. And I ain't talking about in the morning. It's only growing. And the funny part is that people that have been to this group, the people that have joined this group, is a microcosm of people who are aware of the actual issue. It's a microcosm. Even though it says 800, I guarantee you it's like 80,000, if not more. 800,000 people actually feeling this, but most of them don't even know what it is. And trust me, most people who enter into this group, it's months after they've been feeling something and not recognizing, or I'm telling you, months, some people even years. Some people have been going through this for years. It's not going away. And we all have our own theories and perspectives of what's happening. I will say my closest one that I know other people in this group agree, I believe I call them parasites. They're parasites. If you're a host and something is living off of you, it's a parasite. You probably got some of those kind of people in your life, but that's another different topic for another day. But these are parasites. Parasites. And the thing about these is we're calling them No-See-Ums, and then when you look at the news and the news reports them, they're acting different than the average. They're acting in some ways similar, but the fact that these are the most persistent and resistant creatures I've ever dealt with in my entire life. Those are two different words. Let me repeat that. These things are persistent or persistent, depending on where you're from. They don't give up. They continue to do what they want to do. It don't matter if it's your birthday. It don't matter if it's a holiday. It don't matter if it's your best day, the worst day. If it's a day you got to go to court. If it's a day you got to wake up to go to the job. A day you got to go to school. Winter, summer. It don't matter what day it is. They're going to do what they want to do. These things are persistent. And they're resistant on this side because no matter how much you try to fight them, they keep coming back. They keep populating. They figure out a way. And most people are thinking it's just in their homes. No, it's not. These things are everywhere. I remember I was driving down the street sometime in the summer. And when I got to a certain light, and it was golden hour, that means where the sun is at a certain place in the sky where a lot of photographers like to take pictures because it gives you that glow. They call it golden hour. Normally it's when the sun's going down, and I looked up and I just saw a wolf. Like they're blowing like debris coming from a tornado. And I'm just like, wow, nobody cares or sees this. I mean, you would think a tornado just came through the way they're just now some people be like, no, that's just dust. That's debris from the trees or the dirt. And that's why whoever is allowing this to happen, whether somebody started it or let it go out of control, that is one of the most devious, ruthless, evil things. I mean, it is diabolically genius that you can allow a creature that people would write off as a speck of dust. That's just or normal. And it's not normal. And the only reason why it's not being talked about even more is because majority of the population is not complaining. If majority of the population was complaining, guess what? This would be on the news. This would be dealt with because that's how our world works. But because the majority of the people don't feel these things, the rest of us have to be sacrificed. We have to suffer. So unless you speak up and say something, even if you don't feel it, ask somebody if they feel it. Ask somebody, have they felt something different? You know, it doesn't matter whether it's been in the last month or year, but do you feel something different? Do you feel something on you? Or the way I found out what these things are, or the way I found out that these things were in my life, it was just a random day. And I will never forget to see, it's crazy. You know how you never forget a summer? Some of y'all, you don't forget the summer. You don't forget the summer of your first kiss, the first time you got to drive that car. You know, the summer or the time where you finally got that reward or that money that you always wanted. I'll never forget. And sometimes it's on the opposite. And, you know, the summer where something terrible happened to you, or even the winter. I'm just picking out a season, right? But I'll never forget my summer, 2024. And it's crazy because I look at life. So I look at life pre-2024, even though I've had terrible times in life prior to 2024. I've had good times in life. You know what I'm saying? But now that this has happened, I guarantee you, we all who are suffering remember before, like pre-No-See-Ums, like BC No-See-Ums. That's what I want to call it, BC No-See-Ums. Because it's like, whoa, life was totally, even though there were still some rough times, but when this thing hit in summer of 2024, and I kept feeling something trying to get in my nose, I didn't know what it was. I'm like, something feels off. Why does my nose keep itching? Why do I keep wanting to pick my nose? Not because there's a booger in there, because something is biting me. It's stinging. I'm feeling a sting. And that's when I started looking stuff up. And these bugs came up right away, immediately from Google. No-See-Ums. I'm like, why is this so normal on Google, but it ain't nobody dealing with it? Crazy. And it's gotten worse since then. See, when you don't control something, it gets out of hand. It's so funny how we'll allow seasons of people killing, certain animals. I forgot what that term is called, right? Where you want to control, population control. Heck, there's population control in certain countries. Let's keep it all the way real. All the way real. There's population control in certain countries. And when you don't control the population of certain beings, they typically will grow out of control, out of hand. And that's what's happening with these bugs. They are getting out of hand because they're not being controlled. And whoever is in control, I don't know who that is. And it's not one person. It's a body of people that know what's going on. They know what's going on. They know what's happening. How the heck can you be talking to somebody and you mention some type of product and the next day you see it on your Facebook, you see an ad on YouTube, you see an ad on a social media platform, Instagram. You know these phones are listening. You know they're always listening. There's a very small amount of people that aren't being tracked digitally, that don't have a digital footprint. A small amount of people who are truly off the grid. All the rest of us, they're listening. You know they're listening. You know they know what's going on. Whoever they are. This is sick. This is sick that we are dealing with this. That we have to do all this experimentation and share notes with each other, share remedies with each other, and not a one of us has figured out a permanent solution. Not one. Some of us may get some relief for a time period, but not a single person has figured out a permanent solution. Nobody. Because it's not going to happen. This takes government intervention. And I think it's so funny. That's why I said there's so many parallels in this that I have to laugh at. Some of y'all might get triggered from this. Some of y'all, it might be too much. But for me, now you can align your story with something like this, but for me, it's the same way when it comes to fighting for my daughter. It's so funny how the government wants to intervene for me being a father. I think I want to laugh and cry at the same freaking time. They want to intervene. They have no reason. There's nothing that I've done wrong, but somehow they want to intervene for me being a father. It's so interesting. They're more interested in me in digging into everything they can to figure out what would make me an unfit parent. And they can't find diddly squat. So they have to come up with shit. They have to make up stuff. Yet they won't intervene when it comes to us in this No-See-Ums problem. They won't intervene when it comes to curing illness and diseases. They don't want to intervene in that stuff, but they want to intervene when it comes to something that will affect their profitability. So interesting. Oh, they love to intervene when it comes to that money. And I don't think this is anything different. I think when this turns to a way that they can profit from, they will intervene. They will. That's my theory. That's my belief. Yep. When enough voices or they find out a way they can make money, they'll intervene when they find out a way they can make money. Otherwise, they won't intervene. It's not profitable. The governments don't intervene because it's the human way, the humanity way, the Good Samaritan way to be human. That's not how nations are built. I know this is getting a little deep for somebody, but I'm telling you, this is all centered around that. It's all centered around that. Y'all need to look some of this stuff up, man. Right now, the United States government, if not other governments, they are hiding the fact that they have evidence, irrefutable evidence and proof that extraterrestrials exist. It's so crazy. You guys don't understand this. Look it up yourself. Some of y'all are probably like, Maestro, you're going too far. Look it up yourself, man. They have irrefutable evidence. And now people don't want to believe it. Y'all gonna see it. One of the presidents, I don't know who president's gonna be, what government official gonna be. Somebody's gonna have to make that announcement that they have proof. They have proof. Factual proof that something beyond human beings and beyond the stars exists, and it's shown itself in our world. Now, I don't know if what's happening to us, this is tied to that. I don't know any of that. I'm not trying to do correlation, causation. All I'm saying is how interesting is that? You really think that they want to tell us the truth? This is paranormal activity. And I'm not talking about the movies, y'all. This is crazy that we are dealing with something that we can't see. Something that's hiding in plain sight, but it's also being mistaken for something else that is more natural, I get. But these things don't act natural. They adapt. They adapt so well. And they cannot be killed. And somehow they're adapting even more and more. The more you throw at them, the more they eat that. It's like these things are X-Men. I don't know, like some type of mutant creature. Oh, and they keep you from sleeping. That's one of the worst parts, is that the thing that we need to re-energize as humans, every human, there's not one human on this earth that can move without going to sleep. You cannot progress in life without sleep. You can't live without sleep. Not one human being. And these things will keep you from doing the thing that you need to if you were X-Men, to regenerate. If you were Wolverine, you can't regenerate. Not the same way. So you got to find other ways to get that energy. You do. We are fighting a losing battle individually. The only way we will win this if we get them, whoever they are, to do something about it. They have to intervene. They have to, because these things are everywhere. They're in your clothes, they're at the stores, they're in the restaurants, they're on the bus, they're in your car, they're in the air. They're on the boat, they're on the helicopter, the plane. I'm telling you, they're in the office. They are everywhere. They're in your homes. They are everywhere. They're in your friends' homes. The craziest part is your friends got them, and because they're not hosts, and they don't know, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Watch a movie or TV show and look at, man, let me give you a specific movie to watch, because I swear, if you try to call this dust, you got to get out of here. Watch Wake Up Dead Men. It was Knives Out. The third Knives Out. It just released on Netflix. I'm not even saying to watch it for the sake of the movie, even though it was a good movie, not the best of the series. But I'm saying watch that movie and look at the scenes when the light is shining. I've never seen as many No-See-Ums in my life. And that's why I said in the group, Hollywood knows about these things, and they've accepted them. They've accepted them as a creative look for the cinematography. I mean, they're filming with these bugs that are showing in the camera. They show in the camera, and they're filming like it's normal. And it ain't normal. And I guarantee you, somebody on set is getting bit the hell up. Somebody on that, but making too much money, and they be told hush hush, so they ain't saying nothing. Because it can't be just the people in the It ain't the people in the group that's just getting bit. A lot of people are getting bit. Watch videos, watch podcasts. I'm telling you, watch some YouTube, watch your friends and family, and see how they scratch, and you'll be like, something is up. You're scratching a little interesting. You're scratching a little differently. You got an itch? You got a condition? Now, scratching is normal because we do have itches. But you know what I started to really, now this may be going a little deeper, but I started to really think all the times I've been scratching all my life, how much of that scratch really came from my body versus these things being there the whole time, except they just weren't as prevalent. They weren't as much of an issue. See, you don't want to think about that, do you? Some of y'all just want to like, nah, the stuff we were scratching before when we were kids and we scratched our life, that was normal scratches. These things, if you believe these things are real, these things are not, okay, fine. Hey, believe what you want to believe. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here to create awareness. I'm here to speak my mind. That's why I started this channel. Because I want to support those that need support, that want the support, and that want to help us, the people that are suffering and the people that will be sufferers. Because if it hasn't happened to you, I'm letting you know right now, it's just yet. I'm not wishing nothing negative on you, but I'm telling you right now, it happened to all of us out the blue. Out the blue. It can happen to you out the blue. So what I want you to do is look at this petition and sign it. And I need to update this petition, actually, to be honest. I'm gonna update this petition, right? But that's not the point. That's not the whole point of this. I want you to look at this petition, and I'm trying to make it bigger. Hold on one second. Boom. And I need you to sign this. We need you to sign this. This is so sad. We only have 102 signatures. And I dropped this, I don't know, back in September. I think September, October. I don't, and only 102. I've seen things dropped last week, got thousands of signatures. This is what I mean by our priorities as human beings. But yeah, I need you to sign this. We need you to sign this to help those who are suffering. Go to change.org, type in No-See-Ums. For some reason, it's going to be probably the third. Maybe it's for you, it's the second. But on my thing, on my search, it's the third one down, even though the two above it got nothing to do with No-See-Ums. But that's the problem with suppression. They will suppress you. I'm probably going to get suppressed with this YouTube video. I guarantee you there's a possibility I get suppressed or shadow banned with these YouTube videos. Because even the people that work at Google, aka YouTube, they will suppress information for their stakeholders. They will do it. They've done it before. But I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to get back on it. And I want to thank those who have already signed this. Let's get to 200. Damn that. I want to get to 1,000 signatures. 1,000 signatures in the next few months. We can do this. And then we can start sharing this and saying, you gonna deny us now? You see, we have a group here that shows proof. We can show you proof from our own phone cameras, and we have people who have signed an official petition. You still gonna deny us? Yeah, man, I'm done hiding. You see my face? I've already said my name, even though I'm using an alias on this particular group, but I still got my face on there. And the alias I'm using is not too far from my real name. But I did it because I didn't want to be easily searched when the haters, if you know who I'm talking about, are trying to look for dirt to put on me to keep me away from my daughter. Because this is just one of those things that they're trying to use, that they can use and they will try to use. No matter how much logic, rationale, evidence I bring to the table, they'll try to use this to keep me away from my daughter. And it's crazy. This is a movie. I'm gonna make a movie out this. I'm letting y'all know right now. I'm making a movie out this. I almost want to cuss again. I already said too many cuss words. I'm making a movie out this because this is crazy. This is like movie material right here. How abnormal and paranormal this is, but they've made it normal. Like they're trying to make it seem like it doesn't exist. And there is no prevention. You can't prevent. Like all this is no. Why they are a growing concern. Painful bites, persistence. I already said that. Ineffective traditional nothing works. Nothing works. Even like especially tight spaces. Me wearing this watch. Like if you're wearing tight things like a watch, a headband, tight shirts, pants. I mean, some people say that they wear clothes and they get bit less. I'm telling you right now, that is a very minutia. That's a minority of people. Most people who they're going through this, when you are wearing clothes, the more you wear, the more you get bit. Why? Because they use the clothing as shelter. They like even me having to have long hair. It's crazy. I don't want to have long hair, but I have to have long hair. It's crazy. I have to go against the pain to get my daughter. It's crazy. Why? Because they want to accuse or they've had false accusations and made me take they want me to take an intrusive toxicology test, which I'm fighting their asses on. Dang, I just cussed again. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because the sacrifice I'm making right now for my daughter. I usually have my hair cut. I've been sober for months, so I can take this test and put it in their face and negate what? Now what? Now what? Now what's your excuse? What kind of made up false accusation? Make up stuff that you want to use so you can profit off of me. And so I'm growing my hair out, going through pain because I cut my hair because they like hair. But now I gotta grow my hair out so I can take a toxicology test. Why? Because my hair is too short. And they knew that. I'm telling you. And I'm not asking anybody to feel bad or I'm claiming to be a victim or anything like that. I'm giving you real life, irrefutable scenarios that people may be going through outside of my own anecdotal situation. I'm just letting you know that this was happening to me. And I can't let them know that, oh, I'm growing my hair out because, I'm keeping my hair cut because I'm dealing with an epidemic called No-See-Ums. They'll either think I'm crazy or say, oh, well, because you're going through an epidemic, even though they don't believe it, you're not fit. We think the daughter is safer with the other person, the mother. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. It drives me crazy, but I have to stay sane. And I've been more clear than ever since I've been sober of everything. No alcohol, no weed. 3 months, I'm 3 months in on my own fruition, on my own merit. Nobody forced me to do nothing. I could have did what I wanted to do. And oftentimes when you're going through pain like this, you need a little drinky drink. You need a little smoky smoke. For real. And I said, you know what? I'm going to eat the pain because my baby girl is worth it. This is going to be a story one day. And she going to see it live in action. In action. Action Jackson style. For real. I use that. I'm using it to feel me. What are you using to feel you? What are you doing to make you better? To do something better for somebody else? Who is worth it for you to sign the petition? Because my baby girl was feeling this when she was with me. And I felt so bad, I couldn't do anything. And I couldn't talk to the other party about it because it would be used against me. But when I saw my daughter scratch when she was with me at my place, it broke my heart because I couldn't do anything. She didn't complain, but I knew what was happening. I knew what was happening to her. She just wanted to be with me. She just wanted to spend time with me. She didn't care about none of that stuff. She just wanted to be with daddy. And I want to be with her. All right, so that's it. I'm going to let this go. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Till next time. Peace.